Alright, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother AHBAD from AHBAD, St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahawah, SHAM, YAHAWASHI, SHAM, Chakadash. Double to my elder apostles at Great Millstone. Seeking honor, salutation to all your sincere brothers, constantly pushing word and truth and sincerity. I also want to say peace and blessings to the sincere men, women, and children that consist of the 1/3. Also, peace and blessings to the sincere confusion and faces out there in the four corners of the world as well. Shalom, peace be unto you. I was just listening to the elder apostles to Heart's video about the dude Abbot, and he's asking the elder questions about, is there 144,000 members of the elect in Great Millstone? Well, you got to understand, it's really called a standard, man. It's really called a standard, because when you think about shoes, what's the standard for shoes with almost everybody, almost every sports organization? You think about Nike, man. All right. When you think about the standard of a franchise in the NBA, what do you think about? You thinking about the Lakers, but that don't mean that Adidas doesn't have the same how should I look? They want the same outcome as Nike would, or like the Boston Celtics. They don't want the same outcome that the Lakers would. Same thing with Great Millstone, man. Great Millstone is basically the standard of who preaches the word of Yahawah with 100% truth, man. Because the elders are very stern and headstrong about teaching 100% doctrine. That's what we do. So Great Millstone was just the standard. That's all it is, man. That doesn't mean that there are not people outside of Great Millstone who are not preaching the gospel as well. I.e., you have men of valor. They preach the same gospel, all right? You have the brothers from DTA, 144 elect. The brothers up there in Jersey, New York. They preach the same gospel that we preach, man. So when you asking questions about are they elect inside of Great Millstone, you're thinking carnally, man. You're not thinking spiritually. So I'm going to open up with this precept right here. This is St. Luke chapter 9, verse 49. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbade him because he followeth not with us. All right. And Yahawah said unto him, Forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us. Right, so we're not gonna, I'm a Great Millstone through the Spirit and power Yahawah Shem Al Shai. I'm not gonna go against the brothers of men of valor. I'm not gonna disdain them, man. I'm not gonna abhor the brothers from DTA. Hell, you may have some of the hopeful elect inside of ISUPK, inside of IUIC, inside of AOCC. I'm just saying, the elect are spread to the four corners of the earth. All right, it clearly tells you that anyhow. So with that being said, yeah, you got Great Millstone in other parts of the world, but it's all about preaching that doctrine. And when you come to understand that it's all about doing the will of the Lord, you'll come to understand that the elect can be anybody out there. It doesn't necessarily have to have a name on it, man. A shoe gonna be a shoe, man, but as long as it does the purpose right, that's all it is. You don't put your shoe on your hand and say it's a glove. Same thing with this truth. Great Millstone gives you the 100% truth. So if somebody's out there preaching the same doctrine, i.e., when you go to the elders live stream, you have people on there that don't even have G and S in front of their names, but they're saying shalom to the elders, saying shalom to the Akim. They're putting up precepts. They're coming in the same spirit. So you have to look at these things spiritually, start looking at them carnally, man. So when you ask that question, you would just really been a nigga. And I'm gonna just leave it like that, 100%. But let me go into the book of Acts, chapter 15, verse 36. And some days after, Paul said unto Barnabas, Let us go again and visit our brethren in every city where we have preached the word of the Lord and see how they do. And Barnabas determined to take with them John, whose surname was Mark. So Barnabas wanted to take another apostle with him and Paul. But Paul thought not good to take him with them, who departed from them from Pamphylia and went not with them to the work. And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder one from another. So even though they were doing the ministry together, there was contention amongst Barnabas and Paul that they just basically split. But did they stop doing the work? No. The reason why Paul didn't want Mark to come with him because he said that he departed from them for doing the work in Pamphylia, if I'm not mistaken. So now they had to depart. But what happens? You still got to seek your own salvation with fear and trembling. You still going to keep the same doctrine. It's no different. It's no difference if you're in the NBA and you get traded to a different team. What's going to be your whole purpose when you're on the court? To keep putting that ball in the hoop. That's all it's about. You got to keep the same regimen. You got to stay with the same elements, the same elementary skills that you had from the beginning. And they'll never fail. All right, I'm going to read it again. Verse 39. And the contention was so sharp between them that they departed asunder one from the other. And so Barnabas took Mark and sailed into Cyprus. And Paul chose Silas and departed, being recommended by the brethren unto the grace of the Most High. He went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches. And through the Spirit, the first thing I started thinking about when I read this, my elders, when the elders, I'm gonna say the elders of Israel, when the elders of Great Millstone, the elders of Israel, when they was in one west in the house of David, our elders split, because you literally had, you know, one west, you had the house of David, and then out of those schools, you had different branches of Israel, quote unquote, the alphabet groups, like the elders like to say. So that's no difference than when you have Paul and you had Barnabas doing the work together, and they split. But see, Barnabas and Paul gonna keep the same. They gonna keep the same doctrine, man. It's no different. So the difference today is that you have people out here that preaching different doctrines. So that's why the elders could tell by the Spirit, man, who was a part of the elect and who was not a part of the elect. All right, it's all based upon the Spirit. Some things that you just can't understand if you're thinking about it in the carnal mindset. And I got a precept to bring out, back this up. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10. I'm going to start at 9. But as it is written, I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of men the things which God, YAHAWAH, have prepared for them that love him. All right, the things that are being prepared is for us who love him, by keeping his commandments, by professing the word, by keeping the sound doctrine, okay? All right? Verse 10, but YAHAWAH has revealed them unto us by his Spirit, all right, which is the Comforter. For the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of YAHAWAH. For what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him, right? Even so, the things of God know of no man but the Spirit of God. Nonetheless, though, you could be like, oh, I know what he gonna do. After school, he gonna go to the store, get him a Gatorade, gonna play ball. Like, I know his spirit. Or I know him, he don't like rap, but he like R&B a lot. Or I know him, he like the way Jordans, he don't wear Adidas. So you just know people's spirit, but the Spirit of the Lord, you cannot know unless the Lord put the Spirit on you, man. So when you ask a question like that, oh, is it 144,000 only in Great Millstone? Yo, man, you being carnal. You being carnal. And the elder even said you came down to the camp to greet them and speak to them because you knew who your elders were, man. But when people started to boast themselves up in the mind. You know, they started to think themselves more high-minded than what they are. That's why you know they're not thinking spiritually. Verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world. And what's the spirit of the world? Oh man, I gotta bring this out real quick. We have not received the spirit of the world. I'm going to 1 John chapter 2. Verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in it. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world, man. Kind. So that's why it says, back to 1 Corinthians 2, and I'm going to start at 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the Spirit which is of God, YAHAWAH, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of God. So that's why the Lord said you have an unction to know all things. So how else will you know if somebody's a part of the elect? All right. How else will you know if somebody's preaching the sound doctrine? You have to draw water. How do you draw water, man? You ask questions according to the Bible, man. That's how you find out. All right. And I mean, you're not gonna go to every GMS group and say, hey, yo, can you break this down? Are you a part of the elect? Or are you a part of that? Are you? Hey, we always say we the hopeful elect. We don't even know, but the Lord said, you shall see my teachers, man. And those are the ones who the Lord has chosen, his prophets. Lord said, I would say you shepherds according to mine heart, man. I mean, according to his mind. Going back to 1 Corinthians chapter 2, man. We have the Spirit of God, man. All right, not the spirit of this world. And I'm going to 1 John chapter 4 real quick to prove a point. Verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the Spirit. So how do you try the Spirit? By this Spirit, by the word in the Bible. Whether they are of God. Because many false prophets are going out into the world. And like the elders say, man, you regurgitate a lot of things you hear from us. Because a lot of people out there that's, you know, that claim to be Israelites and everything, they listen to what the elders say. Oh, I like this part. I don't like that part. Well, I kind of don't like that. Oh, hell no, I don't like that. So they pick what they want and choose out of the roll, and then they go out there and start preaching. You got to eat the whole roll. That's what's wrong with people today, man. They don't like to follow complete direction. They like to do what they want to do and what they feel is right. Just like you right now, man. I'm going to verse 1 Corinthians 2 and 13. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. So we comparing your spirit with this spirit. All right, John 6:63. We comparing your spirit with this spirit to see if you are the elect, if you have been ordained to be an oracle of the Heavenly Father, man. All right, that's the whole purpose of us going out there preaching the word. For one, to be prophets, to prophesy. For two, to be defenders of the gospel. And for three, to gather the elect. That's it. Prophesy, defend the gospel, gather the elect. That's our whole purpose, man. Nothing more, nothing less. 1 Peter 4, and I'm going to start at 11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. And when I went into the word oracle, I think the word was like logian. And basically it means to utter his word, a divine speech. So when you speaking, it's not you, it's the Lord. That's how you know if you're being spiritual or if a man is a part of the elect. You're not going based upon your own thoughts, because the way you talking to the elders, I know you're not spiritual. Because if you believe Paul's letter, Paul said the things that I write unto you, they are the commandments of YAHAWASHI. And what did he tell Timothy in 1 Timothy 5? He said, rebuke not an elder, and also to show them double honors to the elders, man. All right? And right now, you're not doing that. So I know you can possibly not be a part of the elect, man. You cannot possibly be a part of the elect. Understand that. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth. So that shall humble you. You're only able to do it because the Lord has given you the authority, the ability. That's why it says in Micah 3 and 8, he said, I am filled with power to confess to Israel, you know, their sins. All right? Come on, man. That God in all things may be glorified through YAHAWASHI, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Done. Hey, what's that? 1 Corinthians 3? No, 1 Corinthians 6 and 20. You are bought with a price. So therefore, we're supposed to be doing what? Glorify YAHAWASHI in our bodies, in this flesh that we have right now. Not for you to go out and try and set up a name for yourself, or be out there with a scepter and yelling at people, being proud. Listen, a lot of you people don't really understand, man. Like the elders say, this is a very serious matter. We're talking about life and death here. See, everybody can still, you could preach the word, you could scoff at the elders, you could go get you a frappe from Starbucks, you can go buy you a new pair of sneakers, you can go catch a flight to the other side of the United States and see brothers, whatever. We can do all that. But in that day when Jacob's trouble come, when the hour of temptation come in, a lot of you people, man, you're going to fold because you never prepared yourself mentally, spiritually, because you're always trying to build yourself up in this flesh, man. You got to leave that flesh alone. That flesh is wicked, man. Understand, that flesh is absolutely wicked. All right? All right, it's read 1 Peter 4. Now I'm going to go into St. John chapter 7. Spirit the water, YAHAWASHI. St. John chapter 7, verse 14. Now about the midst of the feast, YAHAWASHI went up into the temple and taught. And the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? So they saying, how is this man so wise or obtain this wisdom, but we never saw him at any of our theologian school. We never saw him at any of our seminars, all right? We never saw him at any of our schools. That's basically what they're saying. But what I read earlier, 1 Corinthians 2 and 10, is being revealed unto us by the Spirit, man. And also the Spirit will reveal unto you who the elect will be as well. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that I am the elect, but me personally, through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI, I pray I'm a part of the elect, and I'm confident because I have trust in the Lord. And just like He instilled trust inside of me and the other brothers that are part of the elect, having trust being instilled inside of you means that you've been given faith, man. I'm going to give you faith because I trust in you, and also I want you to trust in me as well, as vice versa, okay? It's like a marriage, you know, husband and wife. St. John 7 and 15. And the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? YAHAWASHI answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but His that sent me. That's why you don't understand this doctrine. Because the doctrine that you've been learning and preaching, is, go back to Mark 7 and 6, man, the commandments of men as to washing the pots and pans. You've been going off of this Christianity. You've been going off of this Jehovah wickedness. You've been going off this this Baptist. You've been going off this Roman Catholicism. You've been going off of all of that, but you haven't been going off of the doctrine of the Spirit, man, which is what? The doctrine of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Matter of fact, let me pull out a precept real quick. I'm going to close out in this John, but something to back up that basically what we preaching is spiritual. It's something that can't be taught inside of a school, something you can't be bought. That's why I said in 1 Corinthians, 2nd chapter, that's been given to us. Is it 1 Corinthians? No, it was in 1 Peter 4. That's been given to us freely. I'm roughly paraphrasing. This is St. John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit. All right? Shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. So he, for those who are spiritual, man, all right, looking at the spiritual things, going back to that 1 Corinthians 2nd chapter, man, looking unto the spiritual things of the Lord, looking at these things spiritually. You're not looking at these things spiritually. You're looking at the men. Oh, well, can you please tell me? Well, can you please tell me? You can just tell that's a nigga talking right there. Question the elders like that, man. And if you're spiritual, you'll know that we spread to the four corners of the earth, the elect. Matter of fact, I'm going to close out with that one after this, all right? After this, John. Verse 24. God is a spirit, Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Call Allah YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. St. John chapter 7, verse 16. Again, Yahushua answered them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man would do his will, all right, not your will, his will, he shall know of the doctrine. You're going to know of the doctrine, and you will know by the spirit of who's a part of the body. Like, yeah, okay, I can tell. Because a lot of people are not spiritually discerned. So you will learn by the spirit of who are part of the elect and who's sincere in doing his work, man. Verse 17, any man would do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of God, Yahweh, or whether I speak of myself. And how do you prove if it's the doctrine of Yahweh or if it's the doctrine of man? Go to the word. Go to the Bible, man. Go to the Bible. Go to the scriptures, man. Is it thus saith the Lord? That's all it's about. Verse 18, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory. But he that seeketh his glory that sent him, the same is true, and no unrighteousness is in him. Call Allah YAHWASHI YAHWASHI, man. Come. There shall be no unrighteousness in us. Why? Because the words we speaking go back to, what's that, Romans 3 and 3. So what the son do not believe? Shall that unbelief make the fate of God will not affect? God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar. As it's written, it says, wisdom shall be justified in her children. Our word, we're going to be justified in our words because wisdom, our mother, right here, is with us, man. Also our woman, too. It's twofold, but I'm not going to go there right now. Now I'm going to close out with this precept real quick. This is going to show you, man, when you're talking about who the elect are, you'll find out who the elect are by the words that they are speaking, by the doctrine that they are speaking. All right? So I'm just going to close out with this. This is going to show you, man, that the elect is not in great millstone, okay? Oh, call Allah YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. What's the one? It's the one dude from the Philippines. He was speaking in the name of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. He gave double orders to the elders. He's not even in great millstone. He could possibly be one of the elect. Come on, man. You people are child's play. You gotta wake up, man. And repent. Repent. I'm going to close out with this just to go to show them that the elect is in the four corners of the earth. Alright? And even though Great Millstone have other camps all over, though, it's mainly about just the elect. That's who it's about. Not about Great Millstone. It's mainly the elect, but the Great Millstone is actually the standard for the doctrine of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. This is St. Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other, man. Call Allah YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. So, hey, the elect is in the four wind. Like I said, the one brother over in the Philippines, he don't even have great wisdom on his name. He can barely speak English that well. But he gave double honors to the elders, and he also came in the name of YAHWASHI YAHWASHI. What more to be said, man? All right? But nonetheless, to whoever watching this, I pray you will edify, like I say. So that the elders say, I don't got nothing personally against you. I just got a problem with, I got a problem with you coming against the doctrine, coming against the elders, man, coming against the order. The Lord said, let all things be done decently in order. And honestly, you out of order, man. So just repent, man. All right? And just humble yourself. All right? Be abased. For those who be abased shall be exalted. You exalt yourself right now. You're higher consolation. The Lord will give you that. But on the other side, you won't be on the same position as the 144,000 because you're not acting like one right now. But with that being said, call halal Yahawah by Hashem YAHAWASHI by Hashem Chakadash. Double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone. Seek under salutation to all your sincere brothers. Peace and blessings to the 1/3. Also to the confusion of faces. And to the elect in the four corners of the earth, man. With that being said, shalom, y'all. The water for tuning in. I pray you was fed.